So last night we got one of those games that most people probably didn't think twice about. Bulls versus Hawks. It was one of those sneaky games where there's more going on than the box score will ever show. Chicago ended up taking it 128 to 123, staying undefeated to start their year. And while everyone's talking about teams like the Nuggets or the Thunder, the Bulls are quietly doing something much more interesting. They're completely ruining their year again. But let's start with Matas Buzelis. Every single game, this kid shows another glimpse of what he could become. He's still figuring it out, still testing which moves translate, which reads he needs to make, but you can feel it, the confidence, the fluidity. He's already starting to look like one of those guys who just belongs on an NBA floor. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this, he genuinely has MVP level potential. He's 6'10", can handle the ball like a wing, shoots it with touch and already sees over most defenders. You don't find that combination often. Now he still has rookie habits, especially that slow step move he keeps going to in a fast break or on a drive. It's a good move, but defenders are catching on. You could see it last night. The Hawks were sitting on it. The encouraging part is he's aware of it. You can see him starting to mix in some fakes and little tweaks. Once he fully figures out how to disguise that move, it's over. Next, let's talk about the man who keeps this offense running, Nikola Vucevic. He had 17 points, 17 rebounds and ended with 9 assists. Just another day at the office for Vuce. He isn't flashy, but he's playing very good to start the year and is getting his trade value up. Hopefully the Bulls will actually trade him this year. He's basically perfected that short-range push-up. It's like a hybrid between a floater and a mini hook. He catches it at 8 feet, gives you one shoulder fake and just pushes it over you. He's been doing this for years, but right now it's automatic. What's cool is that Chicago is finally using him the right way again. Instead of dumping the ball down low and standing around, they're putting him in motion, letting him facilitate from the high post. Almost like Jokic light. That's how he ended up with 9 assists. The offense actually moves through him now. And speaking of movement, we have to talk about Chicago's guard-on-guard ghost screens. This is something they've started to run much more this season, and I love it. It's basically the OKC style action where two guards come off each other, one pretends to set a screen and slips out at the last second. The defense hesitates for half a beat and that's all it takes. It opens downhill lanes, mid-range pops or skip passes. In the second quarter the Bulls ran a beautiful set. Kevin Huerter came off the down screen and Giddey got freed up for an easy 2. It's beautiful basketball, quick, decisive, selfless. And it tells you that the Bulls are actually studying film. They're stealing smart actions from elite modern offenses. But I would love to see them run some of those actions more. And now, Patrick Williams. His first half was rough, no other way to put it. He looked hesitant, looked like he didn't know if he should shoot, drive or pass the ball. He missed a couple rotations and had that one weird pull-up that broke badly. You could see the frustration. But you gotta give credit where credit is due. His second half was one of his better stretches in a while. He started defending with purpose, attacked closeouts without overthinking and hit 2 nice threes when it mattered. He's the kind of player who can completely change your ceiling if he just locks in. And last night was a perfect example of both versions of Patrick Williams. The frustrating one and the promising one. Then you've got Ayo Dosunmu. This kid really came alive in the fourth. It's like every time the Bulls needed a big bucket or a defensive stop, Ayo was right there. He's turning into that classic connector guard, the guy who might not dominate the stat sheet, but is always looking to make the right play. He ended up as the leading scorer for the Bulls and I'm very happy he's getting the love in Chicago that he deserves. I also just love it when the Bulls commentator says Ayo Dosunmu. Now let's flip it and talk about Atlanta. You know, I'll be honest, the Hawks look good for stretches. When they're running, they're terrifying. Their transition offense is still elite. One rebound and they're gone. That double screen setup up top with Trae Young handling, it's still deadly. It's simple but so effective. Trae comes off one screen, fakes the pass, goes right into the second, and by then, the defense is already scrambling. You can't go under, you can't chase, and if the big steps up, there's a lob waiting. But their issue is the same as it's been for years, consistency. They have these 4-minute stretches where the ball just stops moving. Everyone stands, Trae isolates, and Porzingis floats around the elbow and it all dies down. Speaking of Porzingis though, when he's actually playing, man, he's a cheat code. 27 points on 11 for 17 shooting. And it's not just the shooting, it's the spot he gets to. The high post is his bread and butter. When he catches it there, he's too tall to contest, too skilled to double, and too calm to rush. You can't guard it. And the Hawks are slowly realizing that. If they actually build their offense through those high post touches instead of forcing Trae into everything, they could be really scary. Then there's Onyeka Okongwu, 18 points and 10 rebounds. This dude just quietly does everything right. He's strong, he runs the floor and he knows where he has to be defensively. He's finishing plays that he used to miss a year ago. He's not flashy, but he's exactly the kind of player an aspiring contender like the Hawks need. To finish up, people have been wondering why Noah Asenga isn't getting any minutes. Honestly, I don't get it. Nobody has ever gotten better from sitting on the bench. You won't win a championship anytime soon, being Chicago. Just throw him out there for a couple minutes at a time and let him screw up, or let him impress you, but don't keep him on the bench for the entire game. I think he deserves a shot. He's got a switchable, high-energy skill set that fits today's game perfectly. So what can we take away from this game? For the Bulls, they're still a stuck-in-the-middle team. They're winning games early, but this won't last. They've got veterans who don't know how to win, and young guys who are hungry to prove themselves, but not skilled enough yet. Buzelis could end up being the piece that changed everything though. He's the cornerstone that could bridge between what the Bulls are and what they could be. For the Hawks, they're close, but not quite there yet. When they're running, when porzingis is engaged and Okongwu is active, they look like a real problem. But until they figure out how to keep their energy for 48 minutes, I don't think they're quite there yet. They also need more out of Risashe. He only had 2 points, 1 foul and a turnover in 20 minutes of action. You just need more out of your starting forward. I know it's only week 2, it's way too early to make big statements, but watching the Bulls play and win their first 3 games, it's very demotivating. And for the Hawks, I think they will go as far as Porzingis can take them. I think he's a real key to contention, with Trae Young playing in a more supporting role and Jalen Johnson being maybe the best third option they could have. Anyway, that's my breakdown of Hawks versus Bulls. If you watched the game, let me know what stood out to you. Is Buzelis really that guy, or am I just getting ahead of myself? Because from what I've seen so far, he looks very good. Make sure to subscribe and see you next time.